Good morning, Riot Squad. Welcome to the podcast. Hopefully, you should be hearing this on Tuesday morning if I've not cocked up the timings and released it at the wrong time. Welcome to My Two Barrels. Should be the morning podcast for Mondays. Monday morning podcast. I hope you get through the treachery that is Monday morning for those of us that have jobs and for all those that just in general don't like Mondays. This is going to be a gaming podcast. We're going to be doing this every week. This is coming out today on Tuesday, but we are going to try and get it out every Monday instead. Hope everyone's okay. Hope everyone's doing well. Got a couple of things we want to talk about today. So, in the world of gaming this week, we've got a couple of cool things we want to discuss. So, just checking out the agenda on the other screen because I'm so organised. God of War embargo has been lifted. I have been very excited for this game. Very, very excited. I'm a massive follower of the original games. God of War 1, 2 and 3. Wasn't too keen on the PS Vita game. Was it Shadows of Ascension, some shit like that. Wasn't my cup of tea. Didn't have the PSP Vita at the time that it was released. But the main three games in the story arc were absolutely fantastic. Picked up the remaster? Yeah, it was a remaster. On the PS3 when that came out. Absolutely love it. Very happy to see that this game is getting absolutely massive scores on IGN. I think it's 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I've seen nothing below 9 out of 10 so far. This game is looking like a technical powerhouse in terms of what it's achieved technically. I had a look at some of the gameplay footage. I'll be honest, guys, I was very dubious over the shoulder camera angle. I'm very used to the eye in the sky, comedic brawler that it effectively is. Loads of over-the-top fighting, pulling weapons out of his ass and just smashing the shit out of everybody. But now it's gone for this, what's effectively looks like a Last of Us, beat-em-up. I'm not complaining. This game looks absolutely phenomenal. We should hopefully be getting it on Friday. I'm a little bit sceptical. Something I might touch on later on is that there seems to be some sort of PlayStation 4 stocking issue on Amazon.co.uk, which is preventing us from being able to pre-order the game through that, which is a bit frustrating. Bit annoying. I've got a 20 quid voucher on my account and I was hoping to put that towards God of War and spend Friday evening, just mercilessly slaughtering people and gods of the Norse mythology. But no, that might be something for another day, unfortunately. But this is great. It's good to see that new ideas in the industry are being embraced. It has been a little bit of a when you've played the game every like 1, 2, 3, Ascension, Shadows. It's the same formula over and over again. It's effectively what Call of Duty did for a long time. They're very happy with the formula. It was successful, did really well. It worked well for the story they were trying to tell. And I think I was reading an interview or article yesterday, and they were kind of explaining that I think the guy that tried to argue for the over-the-shoulder camera angle, I think he had to convince every person on the team individually. This wasn't something that you just put to them in a team meeting and everyone was on board. This was something that people had to be coerced into. And I can't remember how much it costed. It was very expensive. But this is what's completely set the game apart from every other game in the series. And I am over the moon at how this is looking. So hopefully on Friday, if I can't get that online, I'll probably be jumping in the car and driving down. I think there's a Smith's or something I can pick it up from, which should be okay. I'm pretty happy about that. The price is a little bit cheaper. Obviously, it could have been cheaper if I got my voucher included. Sad face. #bullshit. But what can we do? I'm a bit dubious about what the trophies might be. I think anyone that's been following the channel for a while knows I'm a bit of a trophy whore. And, good thing is, nothing online. So no online achievements. So it shouldn't be too bad. I'm happy to play it. And I'm pretty sure I'll probably have it platinum in a week or two, hoping to get my money's worth. I was hoping to get a new TV, but I've got a good speaker set up. We might be streaming it. We might stream it. I think this is something I want to touch on later on in the video about my interpretation of what I want to do as a YouTuber, the sort of things that you encounter when you effectively make something that you take as something that you enjoy and put a label on it. But we'll talk about that later on. So yeah, God of War embargo has been lifted. We're looking at 10 out of 10s, perfect scores all around. That's absolutely massive for the franchise, and I can't be happier. So we'll see how Friday comes. You get your score as of when. Next one on the agenda is Spyro the Dragon Remaster announcement. Holy shit. Holy shit. This was so highly anticipated from myself. As soon as the Crash Bandicoot Remaster trilogy came out, I was over the moon, and the second I was playing it, all I could think of was, I hope this means that they'll do the Spyro trilogy. And I can't remember when Crash was released. Must be talking about 4, 5, 6 months ago? 7 months ago? I can't remember. It was the first channel game that I played on the channel. Very successful. That's probably brought in the very core audience that I built on this channel. Obviously followed up by Sonic Mania, but we'll get into that later on. Yeah, this is fantastic news. The trailer seemed to come out of nowhere. I think there was a couple of things. I think Amazon Mexico or Spain somewhere. I think they accidentally put a listing up, air quotes, accidentally. Nothing's an accident in this industry. Someone's been leaked on purpose to build up hype, and it's been received with the absolute positivity that you'd expect for a game of this caliber. I can't wait. The game looks gorgeous. We're looking at some of the trailers. I'm not sure of the voice cast. I can't remember whether they brought back the original voice cast or what they'll be doing, whether Elijah Wood's going to be taking it on as he did the games following the PlayStation 2 era and beyond. Just not too sure. But I'm so stoked for it. I mean, like I said, the first thing that I thought after I cleared Crash was, please bring Spyro back. That's one thing I ask. And we're getting the full trilogy. It's getting the complete overhaul. Every game is now in 1080p. Not sure about the frame rate. It's not a massive deal. I know a lot of people moaned about Crash Bandicoot when that was released at 30 FPS, but it makes zero difference. It doesn't make a difference whatsoever. However, we were looking at it. The only real issue after watching it was that the trailers is the colours seem just a little bit too vibrant. I'm hoping they tone that down a little bit. It seems to be an assault on the eyes when you look at it. It just looks like, rainbow vomit all over the screen. But we'll see. We shall see. I'm hoping, I think it was a September release date, which is good. It's really good. We should be streaming that on the channel 100%. We did do that last year for the charity operation Christmas Child 12-hour stream that we did last year, which was very successful. We sent about 100 boxes abroad for the cause. And I remember thinking to myself, I'll be so frustrated if I choose Spyro and then next year they remaster it, because then I won't be able to do that for 2018's charity gig. But it doesn't matter. I'm past that now. I'm just happy that we've got this product. Excuse me. God, I really should have got a drink before we've done this. So, how far are we in? We're in 8 minutes. That's pretty good. We'll be able to stretch this to about 20 based on what we've got. Okay, another big announcement that's kind of been teased is Doom 2. Oh my days, I cannot wait. If this leak is official, it was only teased effectively by Pete Hines of Bethesda. He made a reference to, at the moment, they're experiencing, air quotes, hell on earth, which anyone that's followed the Doom since the early days, which I have, hell on earth was one of the taglines for Doom 2. Now, I'll be honest, and you're going to get some bit of backstory on, obviously, my childhood. This game scared the shit out of me as a kid. I'm not even slightly embarrassed by that. It's very weird. Obviously, the first-person angle, the point of view. The demons were terrifying. I don't give a shit that these are just a couple of pixels thrown together on the screen. It was the experience that was terrifying. You was on your own. You could see your health at the bottom. Every hit felt like, as it should do, you're closer to death. But it was the monsters, the atmosphere, the darkness. You could open a room and walk into 20, eyeball monsters ready to just fuck your shit up. But I bought Doom 2016 on a whim. I think anyone that's seen my Instagram, I've got the special edition. I didn't pick up one day one. There was a sale on where I live, and I managed to get the special edition with the steel book and the the demon statue for, I think it was like $29.99. I think it was retailing at $120, $130 when it was first released. So very happy with that. If this is massive for me. Doom was one of my favourite games of 2017. I didn't pick up when it started, obviously in 2016, but Doom is one of the few games on the PlayStation 4 that I was determined to platinum. Final Fantasy 7, Crash Trilogy. I'm aiming at 9 at the minute, but that's kind of taking a back seat. Modern Warfare Remaster. There's a couple of platinums that I thought, oh man, I've played this before. This game, like Modern Warfare, cleared before. Crash Bandicoot cleared before. Final Fantasy 7. These are all games that I finished before. I think Ratchet and Clank was the only one that I've never cleared before that I managed to get a platinum on so far. But oh my god, why has my system decided to go into shutdown? Stop it. Yes. Back to where we go. Yeah, Doom was one of the games that I thought, holy shit, I have to clear this 100%. It was one of the most enjoyable first-person shooter games that I've seen for a long time. It was buttery smooth, it was visceral, it was brutal. It was just, what's the word for it? It was just incredibly satisfying. For a game that used to scare me to the point of me, almost shitting my pants, this game was just an absolute blast. If Doom 2 is in the works, as long as they're using the same engine and they've tweaked it a little bit, I can't wait. This is massive. The fact that to get Doom remastered by Bethesda in the first place, was just mind blowing on its own. Now that we're potentially getting Doom 2, I don't know whether it'll be this year. Let's have a think about it. No, probably if it's not late this year for the Christmas sales, it'll probably be Easter next year. But do not care. I cannot wait. Doom 2 is going to be phenomenal. Let's only hope that he was actually teasing the game and it wasn't just like a throwaway comment that the fans have interpreted as a spoiler for the new game. Okay, a couple more things to talk about. Billy Mitchell, officially a cheater. This isn't something I really followed. I've got friends that are massively into the retro gaming. They're following the arcade cabinet scene of the 80s and 90s. This really wasn't my thing. I was kind of reading into it a little earlier on. I get that from what I can see, I think a fistful of quarters, something like that. He got the first score on Donkey Kong over 1 million. Not something I've looked at length, but it does look like, from what I've read, that he submitted his scores on a blurry video that's been done through emulation as opposed to the official arcade cabinet. Which, this is rough. Like, this guy's held the record since the 80s. He's a Guinness World Book of Records holder. He was challenged by another gamer, and I can't remember his name. Is it Wibe? I can't scroll down far enough to find the article, but I have zero time for cheaters. This is, it's hard enough nowadays when you play online and you've got people that are using, mods, not hacks exactly, but they're using aids that are just giving them the unfair advantage. But this guy, he's profited from this. This isn't like a couple of kids playing on Counter-Strike with an aimbot. This is a guy that's like gone out of his way to manufacture, a fabrication that's led him to, gain, whether you consider it positive or negative, he's gained notoriety in the gaming world for what he's done. And it's a real stain on what, this is actually the golden age of gaming. And it's a bit of a pain that this guy has brought shame to the industry. But hey ho, he's been stripped of his title. I think he did read that he's going to try and bring it back and he's going to try and argue it out. But if the Guinness World Book of Records, and I probably butchered that again, if they've run that through their rigorous testing and they've gone through their third party contacts that have gone, yeah, this is a joke, this isn't fair, blah blah blah. Absolutely, if you take drugs, if you're an athlete, you get stripped of all your awards. This guy's fabricated his way into the record books. 100% take that shit from him. Just meant to see whether he'll suffer any financial implications because of that. But we'll see. Okay, a couple more things I want to cover very quickly. So, Sega Mega Drive Mini has been revealed. Hands to the sky. What a reveal from Sega. It was teasing last week that Sega were going to get back into the console manufacturing war. Now, I've got mixed thoughts on that. We'll split this into two bits: the Mega Drive Mini and the concept of them coming back into the world of console development. I think back in the day, Sega released too much too soon. They jumped from the Mega Drive to the Mega CD, and they brought out the Saturn and the Dreamcast all within a few years of each other. And I think they were a little bit lost in terms of hardware and what they wanted to do. It's upsetting, really, because the Sega pretty much formed me. Oh, shut up! Who's that? Hey Eric, how's it going, man? Tweet me. I'll put you on silent now. Yeah, back to where we were saying. Sega kind of moulded me as a kid. I've got a couple of videos. I think my dad's got some videos of me, like when I was younger, in the front room. Everyone's playing with toys, and I'm kind of like sat on this single sofa, just beating Sonic 2, within an inch of its life for probably like the 90th time. But I absolutely loved my Mega Drive. I love my Master System that I had before that. And I've got a collection of Sega Mega Drive games, Sega Genesis games, if you're in the States. And yeah, I think I kind of tailed off just before the Saturn came in because the PlayStation was announced and my cousin got one. And I think we played Tekken. I thought this is it. This is where it's at. I think compared to with Virtua Fighter on the Saturn, it just didn't compare at all. And by the time the Saturn was like halfway through its life cycle, the Dreamcast came out. Now here's the problem. I loved the idea of buying a Dreamcast purely for Sonic Adventure. But then at the same time, Super Smash Bros. Melee came out for the GameCube. And then I think as I was going to, I was torn between the two systems. Effectively, the GameCube made the choice for me by releasing I think it was Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah, Battle, I can't remember. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. And it kind of said to me, well, I've got a choice between two games on two consoles. This console is newer and the graphics are better. I'm a whore for the stuff like that, I don't care. It was a case of do I go for a piece of older hardware and a game that I like, or a bit of newer hardware for a game that I also like that's probably going to last longer. I went for the second option. The Dreamcast was a bit of a failure in my opinion. Way ahead of its time in terms of online connectivity and the sort of technology it was trying to do. And it came out too quickly after the Saturn. Not a lot of games to go on it. I think Sega, if they are going to do this, they need to put some serious money behind it. And considering they were struggling towards the end of the console wars, it worries me slightly if that's genuinely on their radar. But 100% keep cranking those games out, boys. But I don't want to see them create another home market console. So that's just my 2 cents on it. But we'll see what happens. However, the Sega Mega Drive Mini, that is where I'm stoked. That is where I'm absolutely stoked. I was really happy when they announced the SNES Mini and the NES Mini. I couldn't get a hold of a NES Mini though. The pre-order scramble for that console was just something else. But I think I will definitely be trying to get hold of my own Mega Drive Mini. I'm hoping, because there is like an unofficial one that's out there. It's not the best. Anyone that's seen it in Argos or on Amazon.co.uk, I think it's basically a plastic shell with an emulator built into it, and it's not great. It's not built with proprietary stuff. It's all, well, for the sake of a better word, it's all shite. Wireless pads are crap. It's not got very good reviews. So to get something that's officially licensed by Sega, this is music to my ears. I can't wait to get it. I'd love to see what the lineup of games are. I'm very excited for that. So fingers crossed we'll get a couple of updates over the next coming weeks. We'll see what is being announced. I'll definitely try to get it. We did get the SNES Mini last year for the Spyro the Dragon giveaway, which was won by one of the donators to the Just Giving cause. It was a great day. Raised a lot of money. And it was great to be able to give away something that good. So we shall see. We shall see how that does. We're going to be keeping the eye in the sky, see what happens. And try and get one as soon as the websites go online. Hopefully they don't crash like they did last time. We'll see. Shall see. Okay, we've got a late entry. I was just scrolling through GameSpot, and we've seen something called a new Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer shows off a nostalgic minigame. Very confusing. Very confusing. It looks like a minigame based around the Nintendo Game & Watch, which I wasn't old enough. People will take the piss and say I probably was old enough to be playing the Game & Watch. Screw you. Yes, it looks like there's some sort of companion, basically it looks like from the trailer. It starts off in 3D. You've got Sora, Donald and Goofy all huddled around what looks like a little Pokédex style thing, which I'm going to assume is like the electronic version of Jimmy's Journal in this game. But it's got Game & Watch style minigames. Now, I wasn't around for that. The only Game & Watch I have any experience of is from Smash Brothers. I wasn't too keen on him as a character or a fighter, but I get obviously the legacy that he holds with Nintendo. So it's a bit strange for being a Sony licensed game that's mainly stuck on there, especially as a main entry, the third one. This isn't like 365 over 2 days or Deep Dive. I can't remember the name of it. Jeez, the other games that they've got in the franchise. What was Coded? What was the GBA one? I can't remember. Yeah, it seems a bit strange, unless they plan to port that across multiple consoles when it's released, but I genuinely thought this would be a PS4 exclusive, if I'm honest. So we'll have to see where that goes. I guess for this point of what I'm trying to make is this is getting a little bit frustrating for fans. You know, we've been waiting. God, when did Kingdom Hearts 2 come out? That was a PlayStation 2 game. Wow, that's a long. When did Kingdom Hearts 2 come out? Hold on. Kingdom Hearts. Hell, good spell 2 release date. Jeez. 22nd of September 2005, Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. So we've been waiting 13 years. 13 years. If it comes out this year, we've been waiting 13 years for a true Kingdom Hearts, main staple sequel. I'm getting bored. I'm hoping that this is, they're going to drop another couple of trailers, or they did say 2018, but we've got nothing concrete yet, and it's not. I can only see this frustrating people that are wanting to see a little bit more from Square Enix and Sony. Obviously, we're all hardcore fans. We will wait because we're that bought into the franchise now. They're waiting a little bit longer, won't wait. But I guess it's the same thing with like the Final Fantasy VII remake that I can't wait for. But I need to see some more stuff, guys. Come on, like this. You've teased me for years, and I always, anyone that knows me on the channel, my best friend is Game of Theories. Next, we've talked at length at this over several drinks in the past, and we always kind of thought that the Final Fantasy VII reboot would be Square Enix's get out of jail free card. If they ever thought to themselves, oh man, fiscal year's looking a little bit ropey, we're not seeing those sales figures that we were expecting. We always thought that Final Fantasy VII would be the get out of jail free card. It's the ace up the sleeve and the trump card. If they're at any point thinking to themselves, oh god, we need to make some profit, boom, just chuck that even just like a teaser out on the internet, gauge reaction. They would always profit. I've already spoken at length. If I see any sort of, I understand it's episodic now, but if we ever saw anything like, special edition PlayStation 4, or we've been talking about the PlayStation 5 over the last couple of weeks, the potential of that coming out by 2020, 2021. It would not surprise me if they're working on that alongside it, but I would buy the special edition console. I'll take my wallet out, I'll stuff it full of money, I would throw that at whoever I needed to get any special edition of this game. This is how important this game is to people, and I think in the long term they need to start giving a little bit more to the fans to let them know that they are working hard on it. We always seem to get these clickbait articles that are always full of shit of people making up stories where they're going, what's the latest with it, and they just kind of regurgitate the same shit over and over again. And the fans do want to see some new stuff. We need some new stuff to know that it's progressing well. Because all we ever seemed like what game was it? I've been waiting for Days Gone for like God knows how long. I was expecting that this year, and they've pushed that back. Now that's it's frustrating. It's very frustrating for fans, but the way Days Gone is, they've explained we've got stuff we want to work on. I don't think Days Gone has done very well with test audiences for what they thought they were going to have. I genuinely think something went very wrong there, and maybe they had to pull it back to tweak something. I get they want to make Final Fantasy VII and Kingdom Hearts 3, the best games they possibly can. There is so much pressure on them. You got they got Half-Life 3 syndrome going on. They've got to produce a quality product or not one at all. And this could be phenomenal for the series. I'd just like to see it. I want a bit more carrot. Give me some more carrot. Not enough. These loads of stick, leaving us in the dark for months and months and months. Give me some carrot. Give me some carrot, Square Enix. I need that carrot. Right, what time is it? Is there anything else that we can squeeze into this podcast? Oh, Sonic. The one thing I wanted to do talk about before we cut this short. I think we're approaching the 23. We're on 24 minutes. That's pretty sweet. So one thing I did want to speak about was Sonic Mania Plus. Holy shit, this should have been higher up on the list. I've only just seen it when I was just flicking through Twitter before, and I thought, oh shit, I need to mention that. Sonic Mania Plus should be proof to Sega that the 2D platform for this character is where they need to start shoving some more money. Christian Whitehead has proven again, just by the fact that he's updated it over time, and this wasn't a one-stop product that they were going to release and just get rid of. Excuse me. The fact that they've gone back, they're tweaking it, they're listening to fans, they're updating it. I think they patched it about a month after it came out. I think they had a couple of glitches that the fans... Obviously, you can only do so much tech, testing. It's basically once you release it to the wider audiences when you're going to get the real bug testing for stuff like that. The fact that they patched it straight away. I think there's a couple of glitches that were not game breaking. I think I did it on the channel. When you try and get down to the Knuckles, you can get to Knuckles' area with Sonic. They patched that out. There's a couple of issues with turning Super Sonic when you were stood still and looking up and you stayed blue, but you're still Super Sonic. Blah blah blah. Sometimes the music just cuts off. Those are very inconsequential things, but they still listen to fan feedback. They patched it out, made it what I consider personally 9.5 to a 10 out of 10 game for Sonic the Hedgehog. Probably the issue is now that you compare that to Sonic Forces, and it must raise a few eyebrows at Sega when they see that the 2D platform, which must have been for them a side project and only shoehorned in to coincide with Forces, the whole split universe, blah 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 blah. But this is what kind of sells me on Christian Whitehead and Pagoda Games and Headcanon. These guys have been working on this. This wasn't like, we'll release some DLC. They said, right, we'll give you a physical release. Everyone wanted a physical release in the first place. I'll be buying this game again when it comes out this summer. We're getting 2 new characters. We're getting Ray the Squirrel. We're getting Mighty the Armadillo. I'd love to see what sort of abilities and extras they bring to the game. We're getting an encore mode. I think we're getting more stages, etc. I'll be honest, I just saw the thing and thought, oh my god, I need to play this, give it me, I don't care, I'll pay any amount of money. I think the sleeve of the game's got a reversible cover as well. That's gorgeous, I can't wait for that. But that to me shows the commitment of these studios now. Christian Whitehead is truly a fan working for the franchise, and it shows. So Sonic Mania Plus, I don't know when that's going to be released. I think it's going to be in, July, yeah. So got a lot of games to look forward to this year. So God of War this Friday, Spyro the Dragon in December. If Doom wants to get on the bandwagon, I think they need to get this out in time for December, really. Unless it's next year. We've got Spider-Man, which I was going to talk about. It's not my kind of game. I never played the Spider-Man games as a kid, but I will buy it just because it looks gorgeous. That is the end of the story. What else have we got this year? We've got a couple of other titles that I need to keep an eye out for. Sonic Mania Plus, obviously. We'll probably stream that again. I did it to death on the channel, but again, breathing new life into the game, giving a lot of people another reason to invest in it. And a lot of people, I can imagine, will go into high streets and they won't know what Sonic Mania is because it's purely on the console. So unless the kids have told them about it, or you've got older fans like myself that have been committed to this franchise since since I was still eating with my hands and sat in nappies. This will give this. I think that's bring a new audience as well. They're going to get a big cash injection because people will want a physical copy of the game, no matter how much they've paid for the digital download when it came out. They'll want that disc. It'll open up a lot of other gamers to this, like kids, obviously, like you said, won't be playing it through the dashboard and seeing it in the PS Store. People will be buying this as gifts. It's just got a lot going for it, if I'm honest, and this is something that I'm really excited about. Is there anything we can talk about? Oh yeah, this is the one thing. The structure for this. I wrote like a 5-point agenda, and I've ended up talking about 8 points. Now I'm going to stick one more on at the end, which I was going to talk about earlier. It's kind of like why I've not been streaming. I'm going to do a separate video potentially for this during the week, but I'll give you a little bit of an overview. I think when I was playing Final Fantasy IX, I think that's what kind of killed it for me. I was playing that game, and I remember thinking to myself, I've got people watching me on a game I've never played that, even though I'm enthusiastic about, I'm having to understand and be gaming, imagining that I've got 100 people, 200 people sat in a room with me, watching alongside me. Fair play, the actual live stream didn't have that many people. It was like 10, 20 tops. But they normally get about 200 views each, the Final Fantasy ones. Sonic Mania was a lot different. That was, I think I had something like a few hundred people at one point. On the main night, I think I had 500 people, and I went from 300 subs to 1,800 over the space of a week. What's kind of jarred me from it is that by streaming games that I like, it takes away from me the ability to enjoy it as a, what's the word for it? like when I'm playing Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8 and Final Fantasy 9 on the channel, I have to be aware that there's people that haven't played it before, and they're not going to be able to read it as fast as I can read it and skip through. I'm having to do voices for a couple of the parts. I'm having to read the chat as well. Because I'm doing it in my room, it's kind of like I don't get to slob on the sofa, in my boxers and an old t-shirt, and literally just completely mong out. And I can sit there for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours. It doesn't matter, because if I'm playing it on my own, I only have myself to answer for. And ultimately, when I'm streaming, I can only do 2 hours at a time. You've got to be actively engaged. Your head's constantly working. You're reading what's on screen. You're interacting with the chat. You're trying to make accommodations for people that aren't reading as fast as you are. There's also the aspect of like the grind. People see your failures, that sort of thing. And I remember thinking to myself, I don't want to turn something that I absolutely love, like live streaming and playing games on YouTube, into something that I hate. And I find like the pressure of going, oh God, I've got to stream tonight from 7 till 9. If I've got plans, I've got to rearrange them, or if I don't show up, people are going to be like moaning and wondering where I am. It's a double-edged sword, because I absolutely love it, and I am going to try and make a bit more of an effort. I'll be honest, like even Next will tell you, I put in the grind at the start of this channel. I was streaming 2 hours, 3 hours a night every night, and I think I did that for about 3 weeks. Just completely hammered it. Sonic Mania made a massive difference. That brought like thousands of people to my channel, which I'll be ever grateful for. And I think what I need to do is understand that this doesn't have to be a full-time thing. I can stream two times, 3 times a week, try and put out this podcast on Sunday nights, Monday mornings. And, I've got to try and... Because I have done that. I've gone off... people are going to be pissed off at me with this, but I've carried on 9 offline. So that series, unless I go back to it at some point in the future, because I didn't make a save point, that's not going to be carried on, unfortunately. So we're going to be trying to get games that you can one shot in one setting, like some of the Sonic games, some of the retro games. I'm going to try and do a couple of new ones when they come out, but I think the direction for the channel is going to change slightly. I want to do a bit more edited uploads. I want to do less live streaming, but I do want to get back into the channel. I've had a lot of people on Twitter messaging me asking where I am. A lot of people commenting on my older videos going, Chris, what's going on? Where have you been? What's going on? And ultimately, I don't even have to answer them. But I'll give you, my 2 cents on it, which is had things going on, health-wise, nothing major, just some ongoing stuff that's never going to go away. But it's kind of got off a little bit on top of me. Life stuff gets in the way as well. Work's been a bit mad, had things on my mind. I've got a new relationship starting, everything else. It's all good now. I'm hoping now that my the absolute manic way in which I've kind of been like dealing the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months even, after Christmas. I'm hoping it's leveled out now. I'm hoping so. Things are going well. I'm finding myself a lot happier in general. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Right. No one was expecting double barrel therapy, so I'm going to cut off there. So this should be releasing Tuesday morning. I'm going to plaster Monday morning podcast all over it, but it's going to be Mondays from now on. I'm going to start recording this on Sunday night, get some sort of overlay going. I'm going to chuck this up. So, yeah, we'll see. We shall see how it goes. But thanks for tuning in. If you like it, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If we can get 10 likes on the video, I'll be absolutely over the moon. Because for a new project like this, positive feedback is what I thrive on. So if you get some of that, that'd be fantastic. Let me know in the comments anything you want me to talk about in the future. I'm going to be adding some more visualizations. I'm very aware that there's absolutely nothing for you to look at on this video. So I might add some background music to this. We might not. We'll see. We shall see. So we're at 34 minutes. Right, that's perfect. That's pretty much miles over what I was expecting to do anyway. But we'll cut it off there. Thanks very much, guys. Hit me up on Twitter at 2barrelriot. If you want to see me on Instagram at ChristophJN. Hit that sub button, hit that like button, and I shall speak to you all soon. Take it easy.